Now then, guys, how's it going? It's Daniel from 123HitU Reviews. This is just an overview, a review of TLC, WWE TLC 2017. Just finished watching it. Obviously watched it last night while it was live, but I just wanted to get a better insight into the matches, really. So I think let's start off with the first match. What I'll do is I'll go through a couple of pros and cons, very basic, and then give it a rating out of 5, and then we'll give the whole pay-per-view a rating. So the first match that I have on the card is Oskar versus Emma. Now, for me, this match, I didn't really care for it that much. Emma didn't really seem like she was the best person for the match. Don't get me wrong, she's an okay wrestler, but there's better people out there, and especially with the Nia Jax situation. If the rumours are true that she obviously wanted to go against Asuka, then I think they should have done that, to be fair. It'd have made Asuka look very strong going against someone like Nia Jax as well. Asuka's a beast, she's a machine. She sells very well. Emma sold quite well, to be honest, but I mean, with Asuka, you can tell she's very seasoned, a veteran of the sport. She did well. Obviously, I wonder how far they're going to keep on with the unbeaten, streak, but we'll see what happens. Overall, I give this match 2 out of 5. It's not the best match, but it's it's a good introduction to Asuka on the main roster. I'd really look forward to see where she goes from here, to be honest. I can't see her being the champion anytime soon, but hopefully they'll build quite far. And that's it, really. Okay, on to the next one. The next one that I've got is the Cruiserweight tag team. A very meh, it's not the best of fights. It is what it is. It was boring. I'm not really going to sit here and bore you guys with it as well. 1 out of 5. I didn't see the point of it, to be honest. Not especially since we already had a Cruiserweight Championship match further on in the card itself. So yeah, 1 out of 5. The next match. Now, I thought this was a pretty good singles match for women. Mickie James versus Alexa Bliss for the championship, of course. I think the feud between them has been pretty good, building up to it. Old versus young, that kind of situation. And I found Mickie James looked quite strong going into the match, to be honest. The pros with this match: Mickie James is fucking athletic. I apologise for swearing, but she's athletic. I mean, did you see the kick flips that she did? They were just ridiculous. It was kick flip, kick flip, kick flip. I can't do that, but I mean, fucking hell, she can. She's fucking strong, man. I reckon Mickie James is going to be a champion again. Commentators said it, she only needs one more, and I think she beats Trish Stratus, I think. I think they're going to do that with her, to be honest. She's still got a lot of spirit in there, a lot of time left, so... and they both sold they both sold the match very well, so... I thought it was good. They had good spots, and yeah, that's it really. No real cons on this one, to be honest. For this one, 4 out of 5. I thought it was a fantastic match, really good. Now for the next one, we've got Enzo versus Kalisto. For this one, it's a bit tricky, to be honest, because I think Enzo deserves the title still. I think he's good on the mic. He did obviously lose his voice in this one, but I thought he's still pretty good, to be honest. From here, Kalisto, obviously they wanted someone to, obviously take the title from him during that spot on Raw, but Kalisto's Kalisto at the end of the day. I mean, does anybody really remember when he won the United States? Was it the United States, I think, when it was against, the big guy? We all know what that is. Meh, the match went on for long enough. It wasn't too long, it wasn't too short. There were some good spots, but I think Enzo, is the deserved winner on this one. 3 out of 5 on this one. Right, okay, going on to the next one, we've got... oh, sorry, no, I did have a couple of cons. Nobody cares about Kalisto anymore. Or did they ever? Since, he's tried going solo... I mean, when he came out to that crowd, there was no cheering, there was no boos, there was nothing at all. It was crazy, to be honest. But if that's what it takes to be a wrestler, fair enough. Yeah, so sorry about that. Match number 5, Demon Finn versus AJ Styles, who was replacing Kevin Owens on the tour. I say tour, but you know what I mean, pay-per-view. Winner, Demon Finn, obviously. He was going to win anyway against Bray Wyatt. So, you know... Oh, sorry, I said Kevin Owens, didn't I? I meant Bray Wyatt, I do apologise. So, yeah. Demon Finn is Demon Finn. I think eventually he's probably going to lose to Brock Lesnar, to be honest. I think that's going to be the Demon's first loss. They had some really good spots, you know, a couple of flips, you know, corner jumps, a couple of elbows, you know. I thought it was good. I thought it was an okay match, to be honest. I think, you know, the crowd was fantastic, you know, chanting away, you know, AJ Styles, Finn Balor. I thought overall it was good. I think it's probably one of the best matches on the card, to be honest. The too sweet spot at the end was quite hilarious, to be fair, you know, given the cease and desist stuff that's going on at the minute with them guys and the Young Bucks. But yeah, no issues with this match. I thought it was fantastic. So 5 out of 5 for this one. Then we had a surprising match, to be honest. Jason Jordan versus Elias. Meh. Not out of 5. Move on. Last match of the night, the biggest match of the night. It was 3 versus 5. Obviously Roman Reigns is out with illness, so Angle has taken over his spot. Could this be too early to bring in Angle? Who knows? Bit of fan service maybe. Versus the Bar, Miz, Kane, and Braun Strowman. A crazy team, that is. A crazy team. Lots of pros, couple of cons on this one, but still a good match. Let's start with the cons. Angle seemed kind of out of place, you know, in the match at points, especially when he's coming down the stairs. He kind of seemed like, it's going to sound strange as an analogy, but it's like, you know, your dad at a party. He just doesn't seem like he belongs there, especially, you know, with teenagers. He just seemed out of place, didn't know where to belong at times, you know. You could see in the match he was just stood there waiting for his spot. Could get a bit more involved maybe, but I can imagine he's a bit rusty, especially in a WWE ring, you know. The tables, what were them tables made out of? I mean, there were certain spots where the tables just didn't break. I mean, even Cesaro had the pins like, what the fuck, don't blame me. Other than that, yeah, Angle got a bit out of gas early on, you know, struggled a little bit, but obviously the pros, Angle still showed he could still do stuff, you know, whether it was his angle slams, you know, putting people on the floor, through tables, he could still do stuff, you know, it's basics of being a wrestler, I suppose. Ambrose and Rollins carried the match, I felt. They were surprisingly good, very athletic. Kane was good. You know, Kane, obviously he's come back because of his mayor run, I think. I thought he did alright, to be honest. What else have we got? Yeah, so, great spot with the 2 ladders. Ambrose Rollins gets up the ladders, drops onto Braun and Kane. Tables go through. Fantastic, I loved it. I thought it was good when Kane was dropping the chairs on Braun. Epic again. Oh yeah, I suppose I was quite disappointed when Angle went out quite early, to be honest, but after the pop that he got when he came back out with his own theme tune, fantastic, you know, the crowd were very with it and they was waiting for it, and when he came out he seemed like he was more in tune, more ready to go. Again, you know, it was great. For this one, I think I'm going to give it another 5 out of 5. There were some cons, but it was not a big issue, to be honest, especially when you're dealing with Angle, who, you know, he's getting on a bit now, so I thought the guys did very well. For this pay-per-view then, I think what I'll give it is a 3 out of 5. You know, there was a couple of good matches, but there was a couple of bad matches. And that's it for this pay-per-view. Obviously, we're going to see what the fallout is on Raw tonight with certain wrestlers. I think it's going to be good. I think we're going to see a lot of Braun destroying a lot of people, to be honest. But we'll see where we go from there. Catch you again another time, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Share it everywhere you can. I'll be on social media. Don't forget to follow us. 123 PNU Reviews. Thanks very much, guys. Take care.